Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Hannah Alexander, and before we get going, yes, I know my roots are bad. I've got an appointment to get them sorted. Let's just move on. Today I want to talk about Mean Girls the Musical, and I know what you're going to say. What has not been said about Mean Girls the Musical? And probably nothing, but you know, I'm going to talk about it anyway, because that's what I do. Let's start with the obvious. Auli'i Rice. Unbelievably terrible casting. First of all, she's not ginger. And they didn't even give her a wig. They like made references to red hair throughout the film. She didn't have red hair. She had very slightly tinted strawberry blonde hair. That's not ginger. Like, Katie's hair was iconic. Why was she not ginger? They didn't even put in the line from Damien saying, is that your natural hair colour? It's gorgeous. This is the colour I want. Because there's no point. Because for one thing, it was very clearly not her natural hair colour. And secondly, it wasn't red. Oh, I know this is a silly thing to get, like, annoyed over, but it bothered me. Like, put her in a wig. Her acting was just wooden. Like, every line that she just delivered it with no passion. She was just such a dull person to watch. Her singing was meek, like, she just got drowned out by the chorus, and she's the main star, and her singing was just why? And she couldn't keep up with the dancing, so like, what was the point? What was the point in casting this girl? It just did the rest of the cast so dirty because they're all so talented, and she just made the film a bit of a joke. I've got a list of people who I think would have made a better Katie if they hadn't cast Auli'i Rice. And first up is any of the girls that did it on Broadway. Like, there's a whole load of people that could have been Katie, and they cast this girl that can't really sing. Next up, Sabrina Carpenter. I know she did play Katie on the Broadway show, but I think she only did like 2 shows and it got shut down because of COVID. But this would have been perfect. Like, she could have played Katie in the movie and she would have done it really, really well. So why they didn't call her up, I will never understand. Zendaya. She's played one iconic redhead, she can play a damn nother, and also she can sing. In the same line, Tom Holland. We saw what he did with Umbrella, absolutely fantastic. I think he can also sing because he was in Billy Elliot. He would have done it better than Auli'i Rice. Nicholas Galitzine. He's played queer people, he can play a girl, he can sing. Next up, anyone who sings on TikTok. I don't care if they can't act, they would have given it a better go than Auli'i Rice. And lastly, me. I genuinely think I could have done a better job than Auli'i Rice, and I have never acted in my life. My next complaint is, why was it not advertised as a musical? I know that the teaser that they did in like movie theatres was advertised as a teaser, and it gave me this fantastic TikTok. My name is Regina.
George, oh my god.
But when they actually had the theatrical trailers, they didn't put any of the singing in it. Like, why? Why would they do that? Because people were going to see this film thinking it was just a Mean Girls remake. Why would they remake Mean Girls? It was perfect. But they didn't realise it was a musical. So every time, I've seen people say, every time someone started singing, they went, oh. Because they didn't know it was a musical, because it wasn't advertised as such. Why? However, let's talk about Renee Rapp. Honestly, she is just perfection. Every single time she came up on the screen, I had full body chills. She is just so amazing, and so young too. I had no idea that she was younger than me. She just exudes this confidence and sexuality. She's just so powerful. Like, not just singing and acting, but just her presence, like, emits power. Oh, she is just everything. As I said, she is everything. Why was Kevin the best looking guy in the film? Like, the dorky mathlete who is supposed to be a bit of a joke was very much the hottest guy in the film. Like, why did they make that decision? And on that note, I get that Christopher Bryony, is that how you say his name, is very popular. But to me, he did not fit in this film. I couldn't see him with Angourie Rice or with Renee Rapp. He didn't mesh into the show. And also, he can sing. Why was his song cut out? Like, I don't actually know how many songs that Aaron sings, but I know he sings at least one. And he just didn't get to sing. Like, why cast him when he's... I understand he's popular, but to me, he is not that attractive. And why cast him if you're not going to have him sing when he has sung? I know he isn't the most amazing singer, but you cast Angourie Rice and let her sing at least 3 songs. So why have Christopher Briney but not have him sing? It just didn't make sense to me. There is a plethora of talented, attractive, like, male actors who can sing. And you cast Christopher Briney, who just, for me, did not fit into this production. He just looked so out of place. I don't know if it's because I'm so used to seeing, I can't remember his name, Jonathan, I can't remember his name, the guy that plays Aaron Samuels in the original movie. I don't know if it's because I'm so used to seeing him, but I wasn't offended by any of the other castings other than Angourie Rice, for the obvious reasons, but he just didn't look right in the role. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not saying he's ugly or he shouldn't, like, he's not talented. He just wasn't Aaron Samuels, and that's all it is. He wasn't Aaron Samuels. The elf placement everywhere was so terrible, like really, really annoying. Every time it came up, I was just like, oh, really? Like, do you have to be so obvious with it? Like, when they're announcing that Janice is going to the art show and it like pans to Katie, who's applying makeup, and it's just the most obvious elf placement. It's just, I don't understand why they couldn't just blend it into the film a bit more. I feel like they kind of ruined Regina's mum. In the original movie, Regina's mum is iconic. She's a good mum. Like, obviously, Regina's very spoiled, but she cares about her daughter and she cares about her daughter's friends in a motherly way. She wants to look after them. A really good example is when she brings the girls drinks and Katie says, is there alcohol in this? And she's like, oh God, what kind of mother do you think I am? Why do you want a little bit? Because if you're going to drink, I'd rather you do it in the house, which is such good parenting. Like, she wants to know that if her daughter's friend is drinking, she's somewhere safe with an adult present who can be there if anything goes wrong. That is good parenting. And in the musical, she just felt like a joke. Like, it was less responsibility and more lost youth wanting to be one of her daughter's friends rather than being her mother. And I just didn't like the spin that they did with Regina's mum. It just bothered me, because to me then she wasn't iconic. And filming herself while filming the dance, I get why it was supposed to be funny, but it's funnier that in the original movie she's doing the dance while filming. So the video that she took would have been useless because it would have been all over the place. That's funny, not filming herself doing the dance and filming her daughter. I didn't like the take on Regina's mum, which is annoying because I really like the actress and she could have done a really good job, but I just didn't like the way they changed her. I understand why they did it, but the lesbian Lebanese joke that is kind of it's like a running joke through Mean Girls, in that Regina told everyone that Janice was a lesbian, and then right up at the end, she tells Kevin that she's Lebanese, and so that is where, like, that's like the whole running. It's like a really drawn out joke because Regina misunderstood Janice saying that she was Lebanese and thought she told her she was a lesbian, and that is just such a genius joke. It's very funny, and it couldn't go in this film because of course Auli'i is Hawaiian, she's not Lebanese, so it wouldn't have worked. And that's just, it's a little bit sad to me because I think it is the best joke in the film. but I will never be mad about Auli'i's casting. I think she's incredible. Like, literally my next note is that it really was Auli'i's and Renee's film. They blew it out of the water. World Burn and Rather Be Me are quite clearly the best songs in the film. Like, anything that Renee sings is right up at the top, and then I'd Rather Be Me maybe comes in second, because she's just so talented, so beautiful, like really, really beautiful. And so they obviously made her a lesbian, and they made that storyline, Regina mocking her for being a lesbian, which she obviously does in the first film. And of course in the first film she's not a lesbian, she's Lebanese. So it was sad to me that they took that out, but I do like the fact that they changed it. And of course Auli'i is queer, so the fact that she got to be queer in the movie and that was represented was really nice. And the fact that they didn't have her and Damien kiss, I'm glad they took that out, because that's the worst bit of the film. Like, Damien is obviously gay, even if Janice in the original film isn't gay, Damien is, so that wouldn't have worked. But yeah, so those two songs, clear winners to me. World Burn maybe just pips the post of Rather Be Me, but both incredible actresses. I don't know how they didn't fall in love with each other on the set, because to me, those people would have been drawn to each other because of their, like, talent, prowess, power. Like, oh, I mean, I certainly would have fallen in love with Renee Rapp if I was on that set. Like, I said earlier that I could have played Katie better than Angourie Rice. I would have found it very hard to pretend that I had chemistry with Chris Briney when I'd quite clearly fancy Regina more. And maybe they should have turned the storyline that way and Katie and Regina could have ended up together. That would have been interesting. Overall, I did really enjoy the film. Like, it was fun. It's just that every time that Angourie Rice sang, I just felt like a little piece of me died. But other than that, like, I know that I had a lot of negative points about the film, but those are the things that stick out to you. You don't really note down everything that you go, oh, that was really good, that was really good. It's things that bother you that you make a note of. So those are the things that I jot down. But the film was good. It was camp, like a musical should be. It had talented people in it, mostly. I feel like this is just the Angourie Rice hate train. I just don't think she should have been cast. It must have been nepotism or something, because there's no way that 100 more talented actresses didn't go out for that part and then they gave it to her. Like, insane. But yeah, the film was good. It could have been better, but I enjoyed it. Like, I've watched it twice. I will probably watch it again. It's just a nice thing just to chuck on because the songs in it are really good. I just mute it when Angourie Rice is singing. God, I'm so mean today. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought of Mean Girls the Musical in the comments. Did you go to it and think that it wasn't a musical and then groan every time someone started singing? Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I will see you in the next one.